Hey guys, thanks for checking in with episode 3 of Zero Pettifoggery, sir. I've been appreciating all the feedback, questions, concerns, all of you reaching out, discussing your issues, and I'm hoping that providing you guys with some decent information, providing you guys with some things to for lack of a better term, dictate your days and dictate your decision making, and things to hopefully live a little bit more informed life, for lack of a better term. So, got episode 3 coming your way. Marauding for your ears, a DUI, what I'll say is a confirmation case, and some other information about operating, how to be a client in the attorney-client relationship. So check it out. Thanks. Hey guys, May 6th, about 8 p.m. Just got done with a workout with Paul DeLiso over at Top Read Fitness. So I apologize for a little bit of the glaze and a little bit of the sweat. But wanted to drop in and give you guys an update. Over the course of the week, I've been consulting with a few potential clients and actually current clients regarding some essentially logistical work. Logistical work in the fashion of kind of just tying together people's documents, emails, text messages, phone calls, contracts, things like that. These are the biggest things that attorneys look for when it comes to proving cases and making arguments and putting forth a case that is winnable. And I was reading an article on Above the Law, a slightly controversial blog, that essentially says, do, quote unquote, do the boring logistical work and you'll be a good trial attorney. And, not to get into the details of the article, but generally I deal with clients who say to me, Dan, do I really need to go through this painstaking process? Do I really need to send you all these documents? Do I really need to answer all your questions? Do I really need to make this big of a response if our case or our circumstances is only about, this much of that? And the bottom line is we as attorneys all have different processes. We have all different ways in which we view cases, different lenses that we view cases, and it's very important to understand that those processes have intended outcomes, and those processes that your attorney might set, especially me, might set for you to get done, and assignments for you to get done, all certainly have a purpose. And it's very important to not just skip over some of this stuff and glance over some of this information, because in the end it can help you win. It can help your argument be stronger, and it can help you get a better result. I tell this to people on a regular basis, and truthfully, this is what sets different lawyers apart. It's the preparation. It's very easy to get emotionally involved. It's very easy to be charged when it comes to certain circumstances and lawsuits. The attorney's job and biggest job is to be objective, to be unbiased, to be rational and logical, and to question their own client, as well as setting forth their allegations against another party. So, PSA, for lack of a better term, trust your lawyer to an extent when it comes to this very boring, quote unquote, logistical work, the tedious stuff, the preparation for cases. It'll pay off in the long run. Hey guys, Friday, May 8th, 12:30 p.m. Wanted to give you a quick update. State of New Jersey Appellate Court made a ruling pretty recently, which I think will confirm it for a lot of people, but I want to provide the information regardless. State of New Jersey versus Thompson, docket number A-90919T6. The matter in question is a DWI. Mr. Thompson, while holding prescriptions for methadone, hydrocodone, Xanax, and Cymbalta, consumed a couple of drinks within a 3-hour period and was subsequently stopped for a DWI. When he was stopped, and here's the key issue, he was asleep in his vehicle in a convenience store parking lot with the engine running. So the defendant argued that he wasn't operating his vehicle because he had no conscious intent to do so. And operating, you would say, is an active motion in which somebody's, probably turning the steering wheel or pumping the gas or pumping the brakes, But time and time again, the court has found that is considered operation. So the appellate division made this finding that essentially an intoxicated defendant asleep and behind the wheel of a parked motor vehicle with the engine running is considered operation for the purposes of a DUI. So I don't think there's a bright line rule to take out of this. I don't think it's absolutely perfect when some people say, oh, I took the keys out of the car wasn't running, I left the keys, in the glove box, and I went in the back seat and I fell asleep. Just as a hypothetical, I know that these decisions can fall under the discretion of a police officer, can fall under the discretion of a prosecutor's office or a prosecutor in a municipal court. So I don't think there's a bright line rule to get out of this, but I do think it's notable that, even if the car isn't observed running, even if the person isn't actually operating the car in any way, they can still be considered operating a vehicle for the purposes of the DUI statute. So be careful out there, make smart decisions, and I'll have some more soon. Thanks.
Hey guys, May 5th, approximately 4:30 p.m. Wanted to shoot you a quick note. This week, Maurauding for your ears is what we might call a throwback. Through the process of this clip, everybody's been reaching out to me and kind of just saying, I haven't really explored the medium of podcasts. It's been something that I've been meaning to get to. If you're on an iPhone, you can get access to podcasts ASAP. Those podcasts are available on a podcast app, just a normal podcast app on your iPhone. It's provided, and you can subscribe to those. They are on-demand radio on an Android like I have. You can utilize the app that I use, which is Podcast Republic. So for this week, I wanted to do a throwback, and I might do this periodically because I know not everybody's listening to some of these podcasts during their release. So the one that I was going to highlight is Serial, Serial. It's hosted by Sarah Koenig and a production of This American Life. And I remember when the first season of this podcast came out, discussing the tragic murder of Haymon Lee and the subsequent allegation and conviction of Adnan Syed. It's a very controversial case. There's a whole lot of fanfare out there and a whole lot of other media out there being produced, including an HBO show and another podcast by the name of Undisclosed. But the most important part, I think, to the Serial podcast is Sarah Koenig truthfully has a difficult time making her mind up on who she believes and who's at fault. and she is very objective, very unbiased, and investigates this case in a very thorough and comprehensive fashion, and naturally kind of ended up being the jumping off point for a whole lot more attention to this case. So that would be my recommendation for this week. Podcast Serial. Also, honorable mention, not necessarily marauding for your ears, but your eyes as well. The Netflix documentary series, The Innocence Files. The Innocence Files focuses on the Innocence Project, naturally, and they focus on approximately 6 to 8 different cases in which they are focusing on challenging what most would consider forensic sciences, and challenging either prosecutorial or defense offered proven false or proven controversial at minimum forensic sciences, including bite mark analysis. The show focuses on prosecutorial misconduct, police misconduct, and touches on a whole lot of ranges of topics, gives you a little insight into the criminal prosecution as well as the criminal defense world. So I know you guys will find that interesting if you're into the legal area, and hope you check it out. Thanks.
Put your hand down. Why are you smiling? Cause I love the law. The law is fun. Fun, sir. It's fun? Yes. You sure? I think. Now you're thinking. First you smile, then you're thinking. You think the law is still fun? Yes. Sir. Yes. No, sir. No. It was fun. Not anymore though, is it? Is it? Not right now. It's not fun anymore? Not even a little bit. No. Make up your mind. Think, since you're thinking. Go on, think. Is it fun? No, sir. No? Absolutely not? Zero pettifoggery, sir. All right, listen up. I'm Daniel F. Deraney, and I'm going to tell you how much fun you're going to have this episode.